The Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court has acquitted former Senator Leila de Lima in the last drug-related case filed against her by the Duterte administration. In March, de Lima's camp filed the demurrer to evidence to dismiss the third and last case against her. Under the rules on criminal procedure, a demurrer to evidence is a motion to dismiss due to insufficiency of evidence. A defendant cites that the evidence produced by the prosecution is insufficient to make out the case, whether true or not. Once granted, the case will be dismissed and is tantamount to an acquittal. De Lima's counsel Bonita Cardon said the Muntinlupa court has granted their demurrer to evidence, making her free from all the drug cases filed against her. In an ambush interview following her acquittal, de Lima expressed her joy after confronting the charges against her.
Napakalaki po ng ginhawa at saya ang nararamdaman ko ngayon. Mas napapanatag at makakatulog na po ako ng mas maluwag. You know, with the grant of our demurrer to evidence, which is tantamount to acquittal, that means I am now completely free and vindicated. It's very liberating. At alam niyo naman ito, I respected the rule of law, despite the pain and the injustice of it all. I confronted the charges head-on, and I went through and endured the whole process.
In the same interview, de Lima has this to say to former President Rodrigo Duterte.
At ito po ang message ko sa dating Pangulo, kay Ginoong Duterte. Kayo ngayon ang mananagot sa mga kasalanan niyo sa taong bayan. Isa lang po akong biktima. Libo-libo mga Pilipino ang pinaslang nila nung nakaraang madugo at peking war on drugs. Maraming pamilya ang naulila. Yung iba nga hindi nga pinatay pero nabubulok naman sila sa mga kulungan dahil sa mali at baluktot na pagpapatupad ng batas. Isa po ako na nakadanas niyan.
During his administration, then-President Duterte linked de Lima to the illegal drug trade. De Lima has repeatedly denied the accusations, claiming she was a victim of a political witch hunt by Duterte. De Lima was first acquitted in February 2021 after one of the 3 cases filed against her was junked by the Muntinlupa City Regional Trial Court, Branch 205. In May 2023, the Muntinlupa RTC Branch 204 likewise cleared both De Lima and former aide Ronnie Dayan on charges related to the illegal drug trade. Defense Secretary Guo Teodoro says the government is not downplaying China's recent aggression in Ayungin Shoal. This comes after Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin on Friday, June 21, said that China's latest behavior near Ayungin was probably a misunderstanding or accident. But in a press conference, Teodoro considers the latest incident in Ayungin as a deliberate act of China.
We see the latest incident in Ayungin not as a misunderstanding or an accident. It is a deliberate act of the Chinese officialdom to prevent us from completing our mission.
He adds that the government came to the conclusion after President Bongbong Marcos personally visited the troops involved in the resupply mission.
After our visit to our troops in Palawan yesterday, where the President personally talked to the troops involved in the RoRe, we have now come to the conclusion that it was not a misunderstanding or an accident. We are not downplaying the incident. It was an aggressive and illegal use of force.
On June 17, a confrontation occurred between personnel of the China Coast Guard and the Philippine Navy, who were out for the rotation and resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre. The ramming by the China Coast Guard of a Navy boat severed the Filipino sailor's thumb. The Chinese also rammed and towed the Philippine boats, wielded bolos and spears at the Filipino troops, and deployed tear gas in the ensuing commotion. President Bongbong Marcos has ordered the non-disclosure of the military rotation and resupply mission schedules for troops stationed at Ayungin Shoal. Marcos's decision comes after the National Maritime Council recommended last week the publication of resupply mission schedules to the moored BRP Sierra Madre, the Philippines' naval outpost in the West Philippine Sea. Citing the president, Defense Secretary Guo Teodoro reiterates that the country will not publish schedules of the resupply missions. Teodoro stresses that the Philippines is committed to defend its territory and does not seek permission from anyone to exercise its sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea.
The president has reiterated that we will not publish schedules of any RoRe. We reiterate that we seek neither permission nor consent from anyone in performing our sworn duties in the West Philippine Sea. In this regard, we will continue our rotation and resupply missions on a regular basis.
On June 17, the China Coast Guard rammed and towed Philippine vessels near Ayungin Shoal. The Philippine ships were on their way to bring supplies to troops at the grounded BRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin. A Philippine Navy sailor lost his thumb due to the violent incident. A West Philippine Sea monitor saw a monster ship of the China Coast Guard near the BRP Sierra Madre, a naval outpost grounded in Ayungin Shoal. In a post on X, Sea Light Director Ray Powell says China Coast Guard 5901, considered the world's largest Coast Guard ship, passed close to the Philippines Naval Station and was heading north at around 9 a.m. on Monday, June 24. However, Powell told INQUIRER.net that the China Coast Guard ship did not intend to stay within the vicinity of the sandbar, which is located in the West Philippine Sea. He nevertheless noted that the China Coast Guard's biggest vessel has been on a tour of South China Sea hotspots, including the Philippines' Pag-asa Island and Malaysia's Laconia Shoal. According to Powell, he would classify this as an intrusive patrol, which he deemed is intended to send a message of China's claims over these areas and its maritime dominance. Alice Go's alleged link to the busted Philippine offshore gaming operator Lucky South 99 is supported by existing information, according to Senator Gatchalian. But Gatchalian refused to disclose more details on the supposed relationship of the suspended Bamban mayor to the Pampanga-based Pogo because investigations on the matter are still ongoing. Gatchalian also refused to answer whether or not Go is among individuals operating Lucky South 99. However, the senator said Go has connections through the partners and individuals she's talking to. Gatchalian then pointed out that Lucky South 99 is in fact linked to Zunyuan Technology Inc. He said the two illegal Pogos were built from 2019 to 2022, even when construction of buildings and infrastructure had been prohibited due to the coronavirus pandemic. Go has been a subject of scrutiny after the Senate Committee on Women bared her alleged ties to Zunyuan Technology Inc., an illegal offshore gaming operator in Bamban, Tarlac. She has repeatedly denied all accusations hurled against her, including being an alleged spy of China. Senator Imee Marcos is again declaring her solid support for Vice President Sara Duterte, who recently quit all her cabinet duties under the administration of President Bongbong Marcos. In an ambush interview on Monday, June 24, the senator says she will support Duterte no matter what happens.
Ulit-ulit lang naman na ano man ang mangyari, ang aking paniniwala at pagmamahal para kay VP Sara ay mananatili. Anumang laban, anumang hakbang, anumang hinaharap, ako'y kasama niya.
On June 19, the Presidential Communications Office announced that Duterte resigned as a member of the Marcos Cabinet, Department of Education Chief, and Vice Chairperson of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict. Malacanang said Duterte did not indicate her reasons for resigning and that President Marcos has accepted her resignation. In a subsequent press briefing, Duterte explained that her resignation was not a sign of weakness, but a sign of compassion for teachers and students. Reported cracks in the unit team, which was formed by Marcos and Duterte, as well as in the relationship of the two families, became apparent early this year when former President Rodrigo Duterte criticized his successor. The Vice President's brother and Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte likewise challenged Marcos to step down as the nation's top leader if he did not have love for his country. The tension between the two camps grew further after former President Duterte accused incumbent President Marcos of being a drug addict. But President Marcos clapped back, noting Duterte's dependence on fentanyl must be affecting the former president by now.